Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I am actually going to be showing you my top 5 most used tools in the kitchen, and these are things that I use practically every time I cook, so almost every day. And I'm cooking up a storm lately. I've got a lot of recipes. I'm working on a cookbook, so there's a lot of exciting things going on. But let me go ahead and get started with this. I do want to tell you that if you look below the video, there'll be a link to my website, the page that I'm featuring this video on, and on that page there'll be a link to each of these items and where you can buy them online. So if you see something you really want to buy, then go ahead and go to that link and you can buy it right away. So, okay, let's get started with this. What I'm going to show you first is my most important. I'm going to kind of go from most important to, I guess, least important, but they're all important in my opinion. But the most important tool for me in the kitchen is my knife. And this is my knife. I got it for my birthday last year. It's a Shun knife, and you can see what it looks like right here. It's a 7-inch Santoku knife, and you can see it get these little ridges in it, which I really like. But you know, any kind of knife that you prefer, I would go to a store where you can kind of hold it, like a Williams-Sonoma or somewhere like that, and find something that you like. I really like the little ridges because it keeps things from sticking onto the knife, and I like this shape, and it's just a really great knife. This was about $125, somewhere around there, and it's totally worth the investment. Anytime I go to somebody's house and they don't have a really good knife and I'm supposed to be cooking over there, it makes it so much less fun. It's so much better whenever you actually have a good knife to use. The chopping, all that stuff just goes by so much quicker, and it's more fun. So, would definitely recommend getting a great knife. Number one tool. If you don't get anything else, definitely invest in a good knife. Next thing kind of goes along with the knife is a cutting board. Now, this is the cutting board that I use, and I was actually introduced to this cutting board when I worked at the Viking school. This was the cutting board that they used. You can see it's pretty large, and I can use both sides of it, which is great. And it's got this little edge here to where like juices and seeds and things like that I can kind of rake off in here while I'm chopping up my vegetables or whatever I'm chopping up on here. So this is a really great cutting board, and it's so nice to have a nice big cutting board, a good big work surface when you're chopping up a bunch of stuff for a meal. So definitely makes it easier on you to have a good cutting board, okay? And this is perfect. It doesn't slide around a lot. It's pretty heavy, so it's nice and sturdy, which is also really important when you're looking for a cutting board. And this is a, let's see, what's the brand? Epicurean cutting board. And this is, I think, 15 by 20 inches. It's a pretty big one. But like I said, I like to have a big work surface when I'm cutting up a bunch of stuff. And that way I can kind of spread it all out. I don't feel all jumbled into one little, you know, plastic cutting board that's sliding all over the place. Okay? That's my cutting board that I use. The next one is a little bit tricky because I use this every day. Some people may not use it every day if you had it, but I use this blender every single day. I use it maybe even more than I use my knife. Because this is my Ninja blender. I got it for Christmas this year, and it is awesome. Like, I do so much stuff with this, but the main thing I do every morning is make smoothies. And before I had this blender, I had just like a regular, I don't know, Hamilton Beach, or not that that's a bad brand, but I just had a typical blender, you know, with just little blades on the bottom. And I started making smoothies every morning, and I was putting kale and spinach and stuff like that in, and frozen fruit. And I would have to shake it, and I have to stir it around, and have to do all this stuff to the blender in order for all the frozen fruit and the kale and the spinach and everything to be broken down. It was really hard to get it all into one, you know, homogeneous mixture. And this is awesome. And it's got a big blade. The top just pops right off. I have a little opening here to where I can if liquid or whatever if I didn't put enough liquid in it to begin with. The blade comes right out, so it's very easy to clean. You can see those blades are sharp, and they cut up frozen fruit like nobody's business. They cut off frozen fruit, they cut up kale, spinach, and it takes like 2 seconds because this thing is just awesome. It's got 3 speeds. You can pulse it. It's just an awesome thing to make smoothies with, and I also make frozen drinks with it. It breaks up ice really well, so drinks are great. You can even use this as a food processor if you didn't have one. It's just a very, very handy tool that, like I said, I use every day. And making smoothies in the morning has been such a great thing for us. Just starts you off with a lot of energy. You get the fresh fruit, you get the leafy greens, you get some protein with our almond milk. So definitely recommend a great blender. And this Ninja blender, so I wrote it down, it's about, let's see here, $100, okay? A little more expensive than your typical blender, but totally worth it. The next thing I want to show you is, this is kind of a tie, I guess, of what I would use most. I guess I'll show you this first because I probably use this a little more. Is my Microplane. This is $10 to $12. It's very inexpensive. I've had this for about 2 years and it still works really good. The little blades do dull after a while, but I mean, for $10, if this lasts good for 2 or 3 years, then that's awesome. You can get these at Target, you can get them anywhere, and this is, I think I did get this one at Target. So you can see, very nice. I just put it in, you know, store it away, but I use it almost every single day. This is always sitting out drying because I'm cleaning it all the time because I'm using it all the time. It's dishwasher safe, just a great tool to zest fruits. Maybe grate ginger, grate garlic. I also use it like if I don't want to get my box grater out, I'll grate Parmesan cheese over the top of pasta. Very easy, simple to use, and just a great tool in the kitchen. And last but finally not least is my food processor here. This is, you know, just, you've seen videos where I've used this before. Something I use a lot, and you know, not only if you really hate cutting, maybe you don't want to buy the knife, really expensive knife, and you don't have space to store a cutting board, get one of these because this will chop your veggies. If you're, you know, making a casserole, making something that needs a lot of chopped veggies, you can put them all in here, close the top, and it will chop up everything for you very quickly, and you don't have to worry about chopping anything yourself. Other than that though, I mean, I've made pestos with this, purees, I mean, the list goes on. Another great thing to do with this is pie crusts. So if you're doing like a cookie crumb pie crust or graham cracker crust, very easy to do in here, totally worth it. I think this one was probably $35 to $40. I mean, very inexpensive. I got it from Target. The one that I have linked to you, this one's not available online. The one that I have linked to you is the Hamilton Beach food processor. It's an awesome one. It has great reviews, and it is about $50. So perfect, you know, birthday gift or Christmas gift, so anything like that, it would be perfect for. And I guarantee you, you will find all kinds of uses for all of these products. So these are my top 5 most used kitchen tools. I'll maybe do a video later of some tools that I think are a little overrated, maybe that I've gotten and I've thought, okay, this is just kind of taking up space and it doesn't really work as well as how it should. I may do a video like that. If you have any requests, then please put them down underneath the video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and go like my Facebook page, Cooking with April McKinney. Thanks guys. Enjoy some great kitchen tools.